My name's Dan Byars. I live in San Diego, California. This is a big garage that we're sitting in. We're in La Mesa, California. And I call it Ma's garage, but it really is my step-grandfather's garage. And most of the videos I film are from in here or right outside, so I'm sure there's millions of people that have seen this garage. I moved out here to California when I was 15. I found a skateboard prior to that, though, in Washington, D.C. My dad he worked up there and we lived up there. And he would take me to downtown Washington, D.C. at a place called Pulaski Park, which is real famous. It's just on Constitution Avenue. You can see the Capitol building. It's not far from the White House, but it's a big open plaza. The police and everybody didn't mind. And you show up there on a weekend, it'd be 50 skateboarders. So that's kind of how I started, and I got a good little base there, learned how to do the basic tricks, and then I kind of stuck with it. My family is a military family for a few generations, for sure. My grandfather was in World War II. He was in 82nd Airborne. My father was in the Army. I'm in the Army. My brother's in the military. When I first deployed to Afghanistan, I was with the 82nd Airborne, and it's, I went in the Army to go in Special Forces, but knowing I had to go through the rigid part first, but everyone has to do that, or else you wouldn't be a good Special Forces officer. And I was a platoon leader, and I was in charge of about 30, anywhere between 30 to 40 people, and we're all infantry, parachute infantry. And so we just lived in the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan for a year. So after I graduated from the Special Forces qualification course, I went to Colorado Springs. There's an Army base there called Fort Carson. So it was really cool to get picked, to serve in that unit. It's called 10th Special Forces Group. It was great. I loved it. I was able to be a team leader, which is, as soon as I read Black Hawk Down, I was like, that's what I want to do, and I made it. But it took about 6, 7 years to do it. We got to deploy around the world. We went to Iraq. I had the best times of my life, and I had the worst times of my life, and I wouldn't change any of it. I got to work with some of the most amazing people I've ever, seen in my life. Some of them aren't here, but at least I got to meet them and work with them and stand side by side with them. I got medically retired in 2017. I got plates and screws in my back. This thumb has been pretty much kind of reattached. And lots of broken bones, both shoulder surgeries and things like that. So military's rough on you. My friend, when I initially came in the Army with, he started a brewing company in North Carolina called Southern Pines Brewing Company, and they've done really, really well. For their year anniversary, they had a huge cornhole tournament. And there was probably 40 teams, and we got second, my stepsister and I. And my stepsister was a cheerleader at ECU, East Carolina University, and they played softball. She played a bunch of sports, so she was like really good at it. So we got second, and we're like, oh. So we just kind of kept playing it after that, off and on. The lockdown in California, where they shut everything down, basically got me starting to do trick shots. Because just like anything else, like what we do in our life, I got to find a purpose to do something, and that's what I could find. Right? I was like, oh, I want to get good at cornhole. And so I came to the garage right here and I started playing the regular game, and then I got kind of bored with it because I didn't really know how to play the scoring and the ghost games and all the things I know now. So I just put the cabinet in front and started bouncing it off. But that's kind of like what lit the fire. Was like that first trick shot I did. I bounced 8 bags off the file cabinet and they airmailed in. And I couldn't even see the hole, I could just hear it. So I was like, all right, that was a lot of fun because it was hard. That took me about an hour to do. But I got it, and it brought me back to like skateboarding, because that's what we do with skateboarding. You try something over and over and over, and then you get better at it, and then you eventually make it, and you're like, yeah, that's cool, and then go on to something else. And when the lockdown happened, like some of the business stuff we were doing got shut down just because it's international travel and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna do 1 trick shot a day. And for like 4 months, those trick shots, you look at all my early TikToks and everything I put on, that was every day I did one of those. We have one video that went viral, the 4 bag, where my wife is driving the van down the street and I make 4 bags in a row down our street. That was really early on. I was probably 1 month into when I started the trick shots. And so that obviously like gave me a lot of motivation, because that video had like 20 million views and like ESPN used it and all that. I was like, wow, that's amazing. What helped me get actually a lot better at the regular game is trick shots. So I actually just took the way that I was trained in marksmanship and then started doing that with trick shots. So like trick shots always have a dual purpose that I would do. Most of the trick shots, I try to keep it at 27 feet from where I throw it to where the hole is, right? Or if it bounces off something, that bounces 27 feet, just so it doesn't completely mess up the regular game. I'll have other trick shots that actually have aspects of the game. Like if I stack 40 bags, why don't I just do it? And it builds on it. I do an airmail. Okay, well, I bet I can drag a bag, and I'll drag it, and then, oh, I can AM1 it, and then I'll AM1 it, and then just keep building those, but they all help, like for the game, because if in my mind, if I'm playing the game, and there's an and1 where you knock the bag off the back, or like I could always revert to, oh, I've done that over 40 bags in my mind to prepare me to at least have a better opportunity to do it. So it's all dual purpose. I think that's why I got better at the game. Competition's great. Like, I mean, my entire career in the military is all about competition and the units I served in every single day, mainly with yourself. But, so I do like competition, but the game of cornhole is so much fun, right? And it's just a lot different when we're playing here in the garage. We can get really elite level play here in the garage, but it's like, it's really fun. You don't have like the lights, camera action of like, and everyone's quiet because you're on live TV. You could really enjoy those moments and actually get really, really fun games in. The future of cornhole, I think, is bright, and especially, you know, here at the epicenter of what I consider for the West Coast, San Diego, you know, with all of the industry that's here and the professional players that are starting to come out. You know, you think about what the ACL has done with the networks, with CBS Sports and ESPN, and airing the very, very high quality competition side, you know, of the sport. You have Shamar Moore that started, you know, Swat Cornhole, and we've got the Cornhole Network. And so what they're doing is bringing the sides of cornhole that you don't normally see by bringing out personalities of people, of what we're doing right now with this interview, to showing who these people are that actually play the game. So what we need to do right now is set up a couple trick shots and see what we can get done. So you want to start doing some trick shots? Let's start with this, the 2-bag airmail. So what we do is we put one seam to the top, one seam to the bottom, flip it over, and put the sticky sides together. But you gotta like pat them down, talk to them a little bit, like stay together, you know? Take it like that, and then once you get your grip like this, don't really move it, but you gotta give it a good toss and lean into it, because it's obviously twice the weight you normally throw. There it is. Step like 6 inches to your right there. Good? Good. Uh-oh, just a little low. He's gonna get knocked out. Okay. All right, okay. Close, 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 close. All right. Oh, the arc. Through the slot. Okay, all right, it's coming, it's coming. There we go. All right, there it is.
Yes, dude.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks for holding that.
Yes.
All right, thanks for joining me here on Cornhole Network, taking a glimpse into my life and the garage where I spent a ton of my time lately. It was a pleasure. Keep throwing airmails, and see you soon.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and like this video to help us produce more great cornhole content for you on Cornhole Network.